Hello, just a quick video really. I'm in here on my Windows. I kind of, since being a Linux user, right, still having to rely on Windows for gaming on, I've hardly spent any time at all in Windows. I don't use it on a daily basis. It's not my daily drive. Linux would always be my daily drive. Hence, I built a bloody computer for it, okay, with lots of modern tech on in there, and it's just running absolutely fantastic. Yeah, my Linux is just brilliant. Everything's just running as it should, right? Come over to my Windows PC. Of course, this is a much older, well, not that old. I mean, when you think about it, it's only 5 years, for God's sake. So it's about a 5-year-old computer, right? So it's running Ryzen 2600, right, which is 6 cores, 12 threads, all right? It's got Noctua cooling on it, right? It's got 16 gig of G-Skill RAM on it, yeah? What else has it got? It's got IC docks on it, yeah? And that's where I'll put all my drives in. Okay, so it's got that. It's got Windows on it, yeah? Okay, and it's on an ASRock board, all right? AMD board. I mean, I used to use Windows. Used to use it as my daily drive. Used to use it, back in the XP days and also in Windows 7. Although when Windows 7 came on out, I was going in between Linux and Windows as well. And then I completely wiped Windows out of my life and went onto Linux. But these days, still have to come on back to Windows in order to play some games on it. And that's the disappointing thing. The great thing, though, is since Windows 10 came on out and you've had all this telemetry and all this other shit that's been going on and spying and selling us off as products, as numbers, if you like, as barcodes. That's what we are, isn't it? To these big proprietary corporations. That's what we are. We're numbers to them so that they can fill their pockets. All right? That's basically what we are. Okay, I've been very wary. I've been very wary of using Windows, but with Chris Titus's tweak tool, oh my god, absolutely fantastic. And with this tweak tool, and I'm going to show you now, and I'm going to leave everything you need on down below. We're going to open this on up, and we'll just flick up like that, like you do in a terminal in Linux. That was the last command. There we are. Absolutely fantastic is this tweak tool. Really, really good. All right, here's stuff that you can install, okay? Especially for gaming and all that sort of stuff. Pro Tools as well, from coding and all that malarkey, okay? Visual C and all that, 2015, 64-bit and 32-bit and all that malarkey, all right? We go to tweaks. Okay, if we go to desktop, you just tick this button up here, go to desktop, it gets disabled telemetry. It disables a majority of the telemetry for you. Can't get rid of all of it, but it does get rid of some of it, all right? And you can also activate his dark theme as well, but I've added my own dark theme over the top, and I think this looks even better. All right, remove Cortana. Yeah, I've done that, and I removed Microsoft Edge, got rid of them. Installed Brave, but not through this. At the time of me installing this, you couldn't do that here in Windows 10. You can install Brave from this list over here. Can install it at all. Go back to tweaks. All you do is run tweaks and it'll go away and do all the tweaks that you need. Absolutely fantastic. There's config as well. You can configure it all. So you've got power panel and all that. I think a majority of the stuff here, you've got system corruption scan. It'll actually go away and scan your drives for any corruption and whatever, okay, in case things aren't quite working properly. reset Windows Update, so it'll reset it altogether, clearing cache, and just reset it so that it works, basically. You can have auto login as well. It'll reset your network as well, reset that to work properly so that when you're downloading games from Steam, you're not forever getting this stupid bottleneck when it's just there, going back to zero again. Instead, it'll just download your game, say, oh, okay, we got that. So it resets your network. So it isn't, because the problem with the network, right, with Windows is, of course, it's just all this telemetry going on off everywhere and slowing down your experience altogether. That's what it does. It just goes off and off, sending all this crap to Microsoft every single time, no matter what. He just moved his mouse to the left. Right, he moved his mouse to the left. That gets sent off. Everything, you know. Oh, my God, he just farted live through his microphone. That gets sent off as well. Everything. Oh, my God, he's eating a cheese and pickle sandwich. That gets sent off. Yeah? Everything gets sent off to Microsoft. Can't get away from it. Even these bigger bloody companies as well. Google, they do the same. NVIDIA, they're kind of getting on in there, these big proprietary systems, even down to your antivirus like Avast, that started off as a bedroom company back in XP days, or even earlier than that. Windows 95 probably, or Windows Me. They were tinkering around with security and whatever. Yeah, they started off free antivirus, and then suddenly, they've gone premium, and they've just full of telemetry and full of crap that you don't need, basically, like VPNs and all that shit. Sorry, but come on. There are other ways around it. If you're really that privacy savvy, I highly recommend this tweak tool. Yeah. Now, me, from a Linux background, coming back on over to Windows 10, just when it first came on out, it blew me away of all this tech and what have you at it. But then you read the small print, like the EULA. If you read the EULA that comes with Windows 10 before you install it, it does say on there, and the EULA before they updated it so it made more sense, didn't make sense at all. It just did not make sense whatsoever. Whereas now it kind of makes sense, and everybody's in the mindset, holy shit, they're just spying on everyone. There's no getting away from it. I've got nothing to hide. It isn't that you haven't got anything to hide. It's the fact that it's intrusive and it slows down your experience on an operating system which, without all the telemetry and all the spying and all that, would be a good operating system to run. It really would. Windows 10 would be a really good operating system if it weren't for the fact that it's got all this telemetry shit going on with it, right? Well, now you can. Basically, with this tweak tool, I feel so much more comfier using Windows 10. And this works for Windows 11 as well, because they've up the telemetry in Windows 11, I believe. I don't know. I'm hoping not to have to upgrade to Windows 11. I'm hoping not to. Now, I used to use Windows 10 for my Go XLR, but I've no longer have to. And I keep hyping on about this in latest videos that I've done. But I've now got myself a DLZ creator, a Mackie DLZ creator, and I'm going on through my Focusrite because I don't want even more bollocks installed here in Windows than what I've already got. Yeah, which isn't a lot. Not a lot at all. Not a lot. I reinstalled Windows 10 on the 1st of last month, so it's actually been a month since using it, but I've hardly used this at all. And today I logged on in, and it took a while for it to actually boot on up because I haven't been in it for so long. So it's weird the way you know, it's weird the way that Microsoft are. You know what I mean? It's like it's scanning everything to see before it even puts up anything in your taskbar. Like the whole row of this was not here. Yeah, I mean, I only have it up to this close down. I don't bother going into the menu, then hitting power and that. There's a close down button, there's a restart button. They're the only two things that I use. And I also got it so that it closes down. It goes to sleep instead of you leaving all your USB shit on, yeah? If you're like me and you use separate stuff for your sound, I use an actual USB card, an external one, because I find I can hear better with that than what I do with the internal sound card that's on the board and the drivers that come on down for that. I find with this plug-in, I can hear better, yeah. So that's what I use. But yeah, I hate it. I used to hate it when you switched off this and then there'd be just these bloody USB lights going on. It's like, well, hang on, I've closed this fucking thing down. Why do you need all this shit on? Well, of course, with the telemetry and the so-called security, which isn't very good, that they've been built into BIOSes now, the TPMs and all this 2.0 or whatever it is, and a trusted thingy and all that shit, which you don't really need. Why? Why do you need all that? It doesn't up the security in any way. It does not up the security at all. I'll tell you what ups your security is not giving away your password. It's being more security conscious. If people were more security conscious, they wouldn't need all of this antivirus crap. But of course they're not. They just go off willy-nilly. Your average computer user goes off onto the internet willy-nilly, downloads whatever crap they can, install it, and just think, yeah, everything's going to be running fine. Then they end up with a blue screen. That's your average user who don't know diddly squat about computers. And that's the problem. That is the biggest problem. Anyway, back to this config tool. Yeah, I know, I'm going off on one. Don't mean to. It's really, really good. Now for updates, of course, if you click on updates, I always go for this one. This is disable all updates, not recommended, but they are for savvy users or for expert users that want to do so and get their updates in some other means. I always just go for security, updates recommended, click that and it'll set it all up. Or you can have default out of the box settings, and that's your cumulative and all that bollocks. Yeah. Just security updates only. That's all you need. It's a really good tweak tool. I'm going to leave links down below. I think that's all I have to show you, really. I mean, I haven't got Cortana or Microsoft Edge on here anymore, which is absolutely brilliant. If I didn't, I will do again. I'll search in here. We'll do a search. Microsoft Edge. Microsoft Edge. Nothing. So all it's doing is searching locally. Okay. And Cortana, look at this. Cortana has completely gone off of here. And it's running beautifully. Once it gets over that initial thing, if you haven't been into Windows, like me, I haven't been in for nearly half a month now. I haven't been in Windows at all. I only have it for gaming. That's all I have Windows for. And that's for what a lot of people have Windows installed for, is for gaming. Nothing else. So, you know, it's swings and roundabouts. Of course, I get me emails either off my phone or off me Linux. So to set this up was really easy. To set like Steam and that up, I just use my phone to log on into Steam. Simpler than having to go off online and open up your email on there, and knowing that's in the background. Oh, look, he's going over there. Oh, look, let's have a read of his emails. Of course, there's no way of getting away from emails being spied on. There isn't. There's no matter what bloody company you go to, they're always going to be spied on. No matter where you go on the internet, because the internet is now crap. It's full of shit, isn't it? Compared to how it used to be, it's now locked down by proprietary systems. The internet of old has gone. Really has. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to leave links down below. I think I've said that already. Going to leave links down below to Chris Titus's video and also to this tool as well. And there's instructions on site on his GitHub site or channel, and on his channel and in the video as well on how to set this up, especially if you're using Windows and you're like me, not feeling secure enough in order to use Windows anymore. Not feeling secure in yourself using it. I still don't now. Even though I've got this, I feel a little bit safer, but not a lot. You know? Now I'm just running Bitdefender. That's all I'm running. There's me. Bitdefender. That's all I'm running. Free version of it, because I don't go off online and do anything else. I really don't. I've updated it today. Had to reboot. Of course, I still get the Windows Defender has been fuck off. Really has been switched off. Please switch on to activate while I'm trying to update me antivirus. If you bettered your antivirus, Microsoft, then maybe I wouldn't have to use a third-party one. But of course, at least with Bitdefender, it's not fully accessing the whole of the system. Do you know what I mean? It's not fully accessing it all at all times like a lot of antivirus stuff does, like your Avast, for instance. That is right at the core of your system. I don't really trust them because they have gone spying now on people. They've gone that way and selling you off to other companies. I might be wrong on that, but I swear they have. They've got all this other ads, always putting ads in, which sends you off here, there and everywhere. And clean-up tools, you don't need that in Windows anymore. You don't need stuff to clean up anymore. All this bloody rubbish. You must defrag your hard drive. If you're still using a hard drive, by all means, defrag it. But the nearest thing you have to do in Windows now, if you're using SSDs, is to just trim. That's all you need to do. Now, it used to be that the defragler that they've got built on Windows, it used to keep on coming up that your hard drive needs defragging, and it would defrag your SSD instead of trimming it. Oh God, yeah. That was a nightmare. But I think we've gone away from that now, that sort of thing. Anyway, I think that is all the info I wanted to say about this tweak tool, and that I do feel safer now. Safer-ish using Windows, but I don't use it for emails or for shopping on or anything like that, because you're still being spied on. I don't care, Even Chris Titus admitted, look, I've managed to reduce the amount of telemetry. Haven't got rid of it altogether, but it has been reduced on down. One thing I haven't showed you is my task manager. We just come up here, we go to performance, and you'll see my CPU is hardly using anything now. Okay, so I'm using NVENC to record this video, but it's hardly using anything at all. NVIDIA's using quite a lot. That's because I'm using the NVENC. Is at 5%. My startup is my startup. I can't get rid of this bloody phone link. Can't get rid of that at all. I don't want that on here, but it's not doing anything because I've switched it off. Bitdefender agent and Windows security notification. They are the only things I've got starting up at startup. That's all I need. All of these people that have all these apps that are starting up at startup and then covering their desktop in all their apps. Yeah, they have all these bloody apps, rows and rows of them on there. And then, oh God, it's really taking ages to boot on up. Do you know why? Because it's got to put all these bloody thumbnails up on your desktop. It's got to put all these bloody thumbnails of all these applications that you've got installed and stuff that you've got starting up at startup. That's why. Me, I like a clean desktop altogether. Whenever there's something new that's being installed on here, I delete the desktop icon. I then go into my menu and just add it to my taskbar. So it's all down here. These are all the apps that I use in Windows. I don't use anything else. I've got my games here. Solitaire. Do you remember these from Windows Vista days? And I believe Windows 7 as well. Microsoft Titans. Yeah, I've got them on in here. There was someone still. Can't remember the name of the company, but they made it so that you can play them on Windows 10. Brilliant. Yeah, so I downloaded that, installed them, and yeah, there you go. No, I love this tweak tool. It's enabled me to have a better time in Windows. Basically, that's what I'm saying. So I highly recommend you go away and not download it, because you're not downloading it. You'll just run the script in shell. You don't have to install anything. And there is a choice of hitting for a shortcut if you didn't want to keep on opening up PowerShell every time. But yeah. I highly recommend it. Anyway, thank you so much, Chris Titus, for making my Windows experience so much more appealing and me not feeling so creeped out about using Windows anymore. Like I said before, Windows 10 and 11 would be a lovely operating system if they didn't have all this telemetry crap. But hey-ho, it's just the way that the modern life is now. Just forever being spied on. Not good, is it? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. That is definitely it from me. Bye for now.